Obviously you could have a global JavaScript file with all your plugin initialization and other jQuery code, but for now I'm just going to call this password.js. I'm then going to go ahead and include that as well. So password.js is going to be the file that we actually initiate this plugin from. So as long as all of these are included in our page, we can go ahead and do that. So I've included a script type, obviously exactly the same thing, with this password.js file here. So now that we've got our plugin available to use on our page, and we've got our password.js file, we can go ahead and write our jQuery code in here to initialize this plugin. So assuming I don't know how to install this plugin, many authors will give you some kind of indication of how to use this. So you'll see that we have on this page some information. We can see that all we need to do is create an input field with the type of password and supply an ID for this as well. So that's the first step that we're going to go ahead and carry out. So input type equals password, and we'll give this an ID of a password. So now that we've given this an ID, we can use this as we normally would other elements in jQuery or other elements in HTML to reference to this, and we can use a selector to select this element and then apply the plugin to it. So here you can see at its most basic form, you just literally need to select the element, which will be a password, and then you need to just call this show password here. So let's go ahead and do this now. Remember, our ID is a password. So in here, when we create our selector, we want to choose a password, and then the call for this plugin is show password. Now it's extremely important to note that jQuery, obviously JavaScript as well, is case sensitive, so we want to ensure that we use a capital small s and a capital P exactly as stated here. And earlier I said that this index.php will provide a demo as well, so if you go ahead and you're not too sure, or the documentation's limited on the website and they do include a demo file, go ahead and open that demo file up and you'll be able to see all the relevant information there. So with regards to this now, this should be activated. So we haven't supplied any options to that, but we'll make options to this, but we'll take a look at that in just a moment. So let's go over to our page and press refresh. You can now see that we've got our form field that we created earlier, and we've got this show password checkbox here. So obviously to test it's working, we want to go ahead and enter a password and click show password, and it does appear to be working. So as well as that, if we were to go over to the documentation as well, we can go ahead and look at some examples given. This is particularly well documented. We've got some paragraphs here just giving, you know, as much detail as possible. So you can see here we've got a few options that we can give this. For example, text, and that's, you know, sort of noted here that it would show the custom password text. So at the moment on our page it just says show password. So for example, if we wanted to change this, we just take a look at the notation on the website. So in here we can specify particular options. So with regards to this one, we would need to supply an element and then the options associated with that element. So in this case, checker, we can change the text. So we need to supply checker, and then in brackets we need to supply any options that are available. So in here we can go ahead and the class checker contains the following options. We can supply text, so for example reveal, and now when we refresh this, you can see that the text will, oh no, hold on, let's see what we might have done wrong here. There we are. So checker, and then we've got a colon, and then in brackets we've got the options associated with this particular class. So now when we refresh, it still hasn't worked, and that is because, sorry, not a colon, we've got a comma, because remember this is the element and this is the these are the options. So finally, no. So let's go ahead. I think I know what's wrong. I think I haven't read this properly. Yeah, okay, so I've misread it and haven't done my research correctly, but what we're actually going to do here is we are specifying an element that we want to inject the checkbox into. So let's go ahead and create a span just at the end of here. And I'll call this checkbox. So now in password.js we can go ahead and say checkbox text reveal, and that should give us that option there. Okay, so another probably point now to make is actually read the text rather than just looking at the options. So now that we've done that, we have supplied the checkbox class, which I've assigned to this span just here, with the text reveal, and we've put the text box into this span here, and then just specified a particular option. So that covers just installing a very basic jQuery plugin. We've already spoken about why we use plugins, but things like this obviously are useful and are relatively small in file size. We saw in our archive earlier that we've got a 1.7 KB file. So you're looking at something that's quite quick to run, and the benefit of this is we have a minified and compressed version as well.